Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to the Hoosier Racing League for another edition of tonight's action. It is round number 4 for the first time this season. The ARCA Menard Series cars get set to take shape at the Magic Mile, the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We'll have 200 laps of action here at the Granite State, and we're excited for what we are bringing to the table tonight. So glad you could join us, everyone. Marty Cicallo with you on the call. If you missed us last week, we had a first-time winner this season. It was Cody Gordon that scored the race victory. Pull up your times here at the moment as we are just about halfway through qualifying. You're looking at Jim Ott in car number 4, fourth quickest on the charts. Drew Jewer currently 5th quick in the number 4 machine, working a 30.89, his best lap. Better in Sector 1 that time. We'll see how he does in Sector number 2. Cody Gordon currently the quickest in qualifying. He took the points lead, I should say rather kept the points lead from last week as Drew Jua takes her to the top as he was quickest in the second half of the lap. 30.72 for Drew Jua. Corey Crowell just made his way across the start-finish line. He goes 16th quick, 31.36. Looking at point standings coming on in, Cody Gordon now holding a 55-point lead on Jarrell Duffin. 63 points back is Chris Davis in third. 69 back, Stephen Wetton in fourth. Fifth, Joshua Neal, 70 points back. Cody Gordon, the only driver to have 3 top 5s this season. Much improved lap for Corey Crowell, up to 10th quick, 31.09. With 1 minute to go on the speedway, Chris Davis now takes his Reese's number 29 onto the racetrack. Lap 1 in the books for Chris Davis. Let's see where he goes. He goes 20th quick, 31.67. So we'll be the final driver to qualify here. 23 drivers qualifying. We've got a 31 car field set for tonight. So a very great field on hand, even for it being an ARCA short track. Much improved lap for Chris Davis. Let's see where he goes up on the charts. 16th, 31.21. So Drew Jua will start from pole position here tonight. It's his second pole of the season. And so, which means we are set to go for action here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Well, let's meet the field here of 31 drivers in your starting lineup. Drew Jua and Cody Gordon make up the front row in the 1 and the 18. 31.723 was Jua's time. Row number 2, Corey Blevins in the 48 and Anthony Keys in the 14. Row 3, Jim Ott in the 4 and Jarrell Duffin in the 91. Row 4, Patrick Hernandez in the 19 and Mark Jackson in the 25. Rounding out the top 10, Shane Davis in the 24 and Corey Crowell in the 20. Row number 6, Brandon Freeze in the 21, Joshua Neal in the 82. Row number 7, Chad McNeil in the 23, Nicholas Atwood in the 00. Row 8 is Casey Duncan in the number 17 and Chris Davis in car 29. And in row number 9 is Jordan Stenzel in the 83 and Don Jordan in car 61. Row 10, it is Brian Toller in the number 2 and Ryan Douglas in car 9. And in row 11, Logan McNeil in the number 12 and Carter Hansen in the 92. Row 12 is Brad Ebley in the 56. Matt Pelletier in car 27. Actually, not Pelletier, rather. Move the outside line up 1, so Jim Thorndike starts from 24th. Rest of the field looks like this. Stephen Wetton and Riley Lambert, Blake Lothian and Thomas Mitchell, Joe Letourneau and Ricky Allen. And starting from last position here tonight is Kevin Bolkema. Of course, from rear to front, that was set up through iRating in that situation. Matt Pelletier is our race control director tonight here, so we're glad that He is working all the buttons here, controlling when the cautions and the green flags come out. Field just about set here to roll off. Give you the race info here for tonight's event. We go 200 laps and 200 miles in the ARCA car. Field window just between 650 to 60 laps and 4 sets of tires. 2 to 7 degrees in the corners. And at New Hampshire, you know what that means. It's going to be a pedal fest. Going to be going on and off the throttle in the center of the corners to prevent the car from not only getting loose off the rear end, because it's easy to turn the cars around, but also in addition, preventing the cars from going up in the wall, because it's very tough up there. 4 sets of tires here for the drivers as we get set to go racing. "31 drivers strong, ready to take the green for 200 laps. The points leader starting on the outside of the front row next to Drew Jewell, looking for his first career win in the Hoosier Racing League. He's always been fast, but can he get it done tonight? We're about to find out. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now, as it's showtime from New Hampshire? Side by side through turn number 2. It's Cody Gordon with the advantage. We got trouble already. Toller has spun. That's Jordan Stenso. That's also gone off the track in the number 83. So we don't even reach turn number 1, and it's calamity early. So Stenso in trouble early, but Brian Toller was the one that got turned on the racetrack, which triggered the caution flag. And so for the first time tonight, we take a look at our replay, get you a good angle of what happened. There's the 2 in the 83. I don't know if there was a check up on the inside. And there was. Yeah, the 80 didn't expect, I think, Casey Duncan to break that early. And that is what led to what happened. Here's another angle. Just a big surprise, and the ARCA brakes striking early. You see Brad Ebley got a piece of that too. Here it is in car with Brian Toller. Let's rewind it here real quick. There you go. And so already we've got calamity early on our first caution. And because of that, let's listen to some race control.
Green, please.
So we're so glad you could join us here tonight on twitch.tv/Marty Sakala.
2 to green.
As we are 2 laps to the green flag. Let us know who you're rooting for in the chat. Hello to DJ Fan 80.
Going on the 2 car. A little bit of a checkup.
Brian Toller gained his first strike tonight.
But he did make the initial contact into the rear end of Stencil, the 83 car, sending him around in turn number 1. So he will be receiving his EOL. That is strike number 1 of 3 for Brian. Next strike will be an EOL and a black flag. Thank you.
And those are new rules to the Hoosier Racing League. Let's actually... And I'm assuming that's Toller on the radio, who is...
You guys did go a few laps there, so this will be a double
not
file
happy.
restart again.
We didn't make it into turn 1.
So let's explain here what's new here. A couple of new rule changes after last week. There was a 3-strike process now to this series, where if you're found to be at fault of an accident, you will go to the rear of the field. If you cause an accident a second time, you go to the rear of the field and also have to stop in pit road. One more cause of the accident, you are done for the evening. So lights are off, which means we will be going back to the green flag this time as you get a view overlook our drone. And, of course, all camera angles you see here tonight are provided by Track Cams from Gourmets, by Gourmets, iRacing custom car and track camera add-on at trackcams22.com. Cody Gordon and Drew Jewell make up row number 1. Anthony Keys and Corey Blevins in row 2. Jim Ott, Jarrell Duff in row 3. Mark Jackson, Patrick Hernandez, row 4. Corey Crowell and Shane Davis round out the top 10. It is in the hands of Cody Gordon when we come back to green when the iRacing pace truck makes the left-hand turn into pit road. 5 laps going up on the boards. And there goes Gordon. We're back to racing. Great jump from him, but not from Drew Jewell. Anthony Keys trying to fight him down to the inside, but Jewell gets the nice apex in the corner. Clean off of turn number 2 for right now is you're looking at Jim Ott trying to get inside of Jarrell Duffin for 5th position. So you watch that battle take place. That's a good one at the moment. So it's Cody Gordon that currently leads. Anthony Keys, meanwhile, trying to be a threat on Drew Jewell into turn 1. Jewell just about going up the track for just a moment. Let's see what Keys can do on the baby bottom. Gets the bite off of turn number 2 and takes her down the back straight. Can he get the run here for second spot? It's always the inside line, the place to be, obviously, because you don't have the PJ1 here. You got Jarrell Duffin that just scraped the wall for just a moment, keeps her going. That allows Ott to get by for 5th. Patrick Hernandez taking a peek underneath for 6th. Hernandez, always one you should watch out for anywhere, anytime. You never know when he could strike. Mark Jackson up there in 8th. We welcome him back to the series for a start since last season in the America number 25 scheme. Cody Gordon currently the quickest on track, 30.86. Let's go to Brandon Freese, who's taking a look underneath on Josh O'Neill. Yellow flag is out. I'm not sure for who here on lap number 9. Maybe, here you go. This is Stephen Wetton, who has destroyed the right front, and that will be an end to his evening. The reason why is because another rule change. No quick repairs for tonight's race. He has destroyed that right side. Let's take a look here. He had already been up in the wall really hard, so... see or how he got that is the real question. He was just out on a Sunday drive and then just caught the wall and just rode it and lost the right front. Wow, very strange situation for Steven. Not what Wetton wanted at all, so we'll listen to some race control here once again as restart should be around the corner here.
I think I saw a piece of brake rotor or something on the track.
And I think it's raining in turn 3.
Uh-oh.
I mean, it does tend to rain here at New Hampshire, so it's possible.
Please, man, if you see some kind of rain, just throw the caution. Don't be like that, bro.
Nah, it's Arca, man. I gotta at least let y'all kill half the field before I throw it.
Have to deal with DNF before lap 20, don't worry.
Arca, that shit happens in the Cup Series. Yeah, that's true. Well, who knows? I think like 8 cars fucking finished. I don't even know. Alright, I think y'all are 2 to green now, yeah?
Yep.
Alright, sweet. No penalty to the 3 car. He's already on pit road. He's in last place anyways, but that was not something I would have given EOL for anyways. He didn't bring the caution out. I threw it, and it wasn't like he did it to anybody else. So, yeah, no penalty to the number 3 of Steve Wetton. Yeah, Steven, it sucks. Like I said, y'all, the damage model on these cars is insane. Like I saw, you were basically just like wall riding, and it fucked you. So definitely got to be careful out there, guys. Well, we are going to be coming 1 to green here shortly. So if y'all want to start doubling it up as you're getting on the front stretch, you're more than welcome to. Just maintain that distance, please.
Hey, Mark and Shane, as a heads up, on the restart, I'm going to brake a little bit early. I don't want to wreck the guy in front. I don't know what might happen, so watch out, guys.
So,
I like to break a little late, though.
So we're set to come back to the green here, reset the field. Cody Gordon, Drew Jewer, row 1. Anthony Keys, Corey Blevins in row 2. Row number 3, Jim Ott and Jarrell Duffin. Row 4, Patrick Hernandez and Mark Jackson. And rounding out the top 10, Shane Davis and Joshua Neal. As you get a view from another one of our drone shots we have here tonight. Cody Gordon, your control car when we come back to green. Fires are in the restart zone, back to racing through the gears. As he holds on to serve. Jewish should keep note of second, but Keys is right there onto the inside for P2. He tried to drive it in deep, almost went up half a groove on the racetrack. Jua just about loose off of turn number 2. Keys still trying to find a run. Jua got the energy to make his way past and hold on to second. That's Jim Ott up there in car number 4 as well, looking for a spot on the racetrack. But Ott also has to deal with Corey Blevins in the 48. Battle for 4th position is on. Ott's trying to make her stick through 1 and 2. Let's see if he can get the clear. Oh boy! Blevins got just a twirly sideways. Close call for Corey. He keeps her going. That allows Jarrell Duffin to try and get a run around the outside and take away the position. Got Patrick Hernandez watching this battle as well. Let's go on board. Decided to go for a wider entry. Interesting decision, but could get the run here off at turn number 2. See Blevins trying to play the blocking game as well early here. Drew Jewell, meanwhile, in the 1 car, just ran the best lap of this race, 30.85. So make it a 30.84. Beautiful lap from Drew, but he's still got to deal with Anthony Keys in car number 14. Whoa, one sideways off of turn number 2. That is Don Jordan in the Valvoline 61. Jordan currently scored in the 15th position at the moment. That's Jim Thorndike trying to look around the outside and take away 15th, and he's got that. Thorndike currently the biggest mover so far in this race, up 11 positions. So good start for him tonight. Chris Davis all on Joshua Neal for the 11th spot. From the rear end of Joshua. And you can hear as well the car downshifting to third. That's a story we'll be watching closely as well. Drivers downshifting to try and get better power off the corner and more RPMs. That'll be a big talking point tonight to see if any drivers decide to do it. It all depends on what the driver control is like, because some people don't like to downshift with the H pattern stick shifters. Some guys do with the pattern shifters. All depends on how better you are with the car. Jordan Stenson with that 83 trying to rebound. There you see him. So he's looking on Chad McNeil for 22nd on track. That's your closest battle. You see Joe Letourneau up there as well in that number 22 machine. Good racing off of turn 2. That's Ryan Douglas in the 9 who shuts the door on the 23. Let's move a little bit towards the field. You see Jordan Still fighting an aero handling car, currently running in 18th position. Not what the Black Sheep Racing driver, not the start that he wanted to go through here tonight. On board with Joshua Neal, and you can hear how the car is downshifting. Let's actually ride on board here for a lap. Watch the gear rubber. Hear that? Down into third. Actually dealing with another car behind him. It's that car right there, Corey Crowell. He's actually in a battle as well with Chris Davis. So this is a 3-car smorgasbord for 11th as Neal's trying to find a way to close in. Watch Crowell in that 20 get down to the inside. That is a battle for 12th on the racetrack. So Crowell takes the spot away. Now looks to get towards Shane Davis for 11th. Still continue to be Cody Gordon out in the front, who's led them all at the moment. Increased the lead to 1 second on Drew Jua. But Anthony Keys looking to close that gap in just a little bit. You see Keys of the 14 just in the background trying to find a way to close in. Listening to Drew Jua's car. He's decided not to go for the risky downshift into third. Just wants to play it safe and have a pedal fest off the corner. Ryan Douglas! Way wide in turn number 1. Not sure the issue there. That cost him maybe 2 spots. Stephen Wynn, the driver that caused the last caution, for those wondering, back out on the racetrack. But over 10 laps down at the moment. Let's go to Shane Davis here in the 24 as Mark Jackson starts to close on him for 8th. Nice to see Mark Jackson, by the way, back in the field with us. Last time Jackson raced, got to go back to May 15th at Auto Club where he finished 5th. Best finish with the series is a 3rd that took place at Dover. Again, great to see Mark Jackson back, started from 8th spot in the race. Go back to go to 3rd position rather. Jim Ott has started to close the gap on Anthony Keys. Why don't we compare the last 5 laps? See, Keys has been slower in all of them. It's just about identical laps. That big lap happened on lap 22 where Ott was able to close the gap down just a little bit. And so that is your battle for position number 3. That's what Brandon freezes. He puts the fight on Shane Davis now for 9th spots. He gets a run to the inside. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Davis lets him have it, and he does let him have it. Interesting that we have no Crosbys in the field tonight. Jeff Crosby Sr. and Jr., who always love to race with this series. not with us here tonight. It's just been a rough start to them this season. Only 3 starts for them. Jeff Crosby Jr., the defending champion of the series. All 3 of his finishes outside the top 10. Decided not to race with us last week with the trucks. Actually didn't have a good finish. The truck at Richmond DNF'd. Jim Thorndike battling Casey Duncan here for 15th position. Up 11 spots. Watch. Oh no, Thorndike goes around with Duncan. It's a solo car spin. Thorndike is stuck, but we're under caution for the 3rd time tonight. And Thorndike, just as he thought he was going up on the charge, he has to go to the back of the field. Another angle for you. Again, they were battling for the 15th position, and I think Thorndike just came up in front of the bumper of Casey Duncan like he was attempting to do a slide job. Here's another angle. Yep, right there. Unfortunately for Jim Duncan, he could not check up in time. Let's ride on board. Very easy to lift the driver's wheels off the ground with the Gen 4 bodies. Everyone's coming on into pit row. Let's focus on the stops. Cody Gordon with pit box number 1. Actually, rather pit box number 2. Drew Jewett for starting on pole as pit box number 1. Interesting mixed strategies here. Anthony Keys decides to do fuel only here. Of course, window between 50 to 60 laps. Keys and Freeze decide to take fuel only. Cody Gordon, Drew Jewett, 4 tires. Joshua Neal, fuel only. Jim Ott, Jarrell Duffin, Corey Blevins, Patrick Hernandez, your top 10, 4 tires. Brett Ebley in 11th decided to do fuel only. But it's Casey Duncan that drives car number 17, who decided to stay out, go through pit road. I think he missed his pit box. But I think he knows that this penalty is probably going to be on him. Let's listen to some race chatter.
And he did not intentionally hit the 59 car in front of him, which resulted in the spin. But the 59 car also did not maintain his lane. He drifted up a little bit in front of the 17 car. So I'm going to go ahead and call that a racing deal and not penalize either of you guys. I didn't really have the ability to narrow that down to a specific person. So that will be a racing deal and nothing more. No EOLs or anything like that. So that's what I came up with.
Matt, you are doing a great job, buddy.
Well, I appreciate that. And no, that's not going to score you any sort of relief point.
Dang it. Figured I'd try.
Matt, can you come down to my room real quick?
Yeah.
I'm on all the tires here, Drew.
All right, so coming back to green this time. And so as we get ready to come back to the restart, it's Casey Duncan that stayed out. Him and teammate Anthony Keys share up row number 1. Then Freeze third, who took 2 tires, Gordon Jua, and a majority 4 tires behind them, back to green. Nice restart for Casey Duncan going into turn number 1. Anthony Keys second, Cody Gordon trying to find a way down to the inside on those 4 fresh Goodyear rubbers. Caution, though, on the speedway. And we've got a big one. Brian Toller is involved, Jim Thorndike, Thomas Mitchell. 5 cars in it. Biggest wreck we have had so far tonight. That's on lap number 34. Second incident for Toller tonight. It's gone from bad to worse for him. Here's the restart. Toller just came. Oh, the wreck happened in front. Oh, man. That was the 23 of Chad McNeil, who lost the rear bumper. Let's see if we can watch Chad here from another angle as we came back to green. I think he was the first one to get sideways. It may have been off of Don Jordan. I don't know. Ooh, he got punted off of Joe Letourneau. Don Jordan just tapped 7. There's the checkup from behind with Toller, Thorndike, and company. Let's ride some onboard cameras here. Let's go to Toller first. This is Jim Thorndike. Man, that's a shot right there. And how about Thomas Mitchell? Got in the binders and misses it. Nice job there from him. Same for Kevin Bolkman and Stephen Wetton, probably. Let's take a look. And that's the situation. Let's listen on in here and hear the call.
For 23 car hopped right in front of the car that was behind him. And the car behind him had literally no time to react to him letting off of the gas or hitting the brake, whatever that happens. And it sent him around in front of the cars in the back. So that will be an EOL penalty on the 23 car for initiating that incident.
So 23 car getting a strike here for that.
And just to remind y'all, there was no instances of ARCA braking. I know it looked like it, but I did watch the POV of the 2 car, and he did let off the gas the entire time. Just wrong place at the wrong time and in the wrong lane when that happened. And obviously there was a little bit of a collateral damage there, but let's just try and do better, guys, of slowing down a little quicker and being well aware of an incident happening. If you got to hit the brakes, you got to hit the brakes. Just obviously try not to slide it. All right, we are 1 to green here. Let's go ahead and get him doubled up, please.
Walking on eggshells here.
Race control, if possible, if you see the crash, you yell out what turn it is in.
Well, we're going to come back to green here this time by. Casey Duncan, though, continues to lead, but Anthony Keys now next to him. Well, that's still rather. Cody Gordon could not get up to second. He's still third with Tim and Drew Jewell, row number 2. Row 3, Jim Ott and Brandon Freeze. Row 4, Josh O'Neill, Jarrell Duffin. And row 5, Patrick Hernandez and Corey Blevins. Or Corey Blevins, rather. iRacing pace truck is in. It's Casey Duncan that gets to fire at the Geico restart zone. Green lights are back out. Watch Cody Gordon here closely. All over the 17. He tried to throw the needle and got up into Drew Jua. That causes Jua to lose a couple of positions there on that restart. Back to 6th spot, and Jua is not going to like that for sure. Gordon, meanwhile, looking for second around the outside of Casey Duncan. He's got that, and Anthony Keys has gone to the point here in New Hampshire. One up in the wall, that's Stenso in the back in the 83. Jim Mott now trying to get on the challenge for third position. But Drew Jua is hot. He wants to get back up to the front of the field and battle Cody Gordon. Cody Gordon, though, meanwhile, with the run to the inside for the race lead into turn number 3. Keys and Gordon both went wide, and here comes Jim on to the 4 to make it a 3-car dash. Gordon's got the preferred line here in 1 and 2. But Ott just having a lot of fun watching this one. And Ott's got to run for second spot. Can he take it from Anthony Keys? He can. As Cody Gordon goes to the point, but Ott pulls up to the door. And Drew Jua is there for third. Gordon nearly loose off the corner. Some hard-fought racing up in the front early on, and it's only lap 42 here in New Hampshire, folks. So they're 2 by 2 off the corner. Jua just a little bit sideways off of 2. Looking up. Oh, that's tight. They nearly touch. And Gordon got loose. He may have tapped the wall, but Gordon leads. Wow, that's some great racing. Otto still trying to fight back in this battle for the top spot. See if Ott can get the run he needs here. Could maybe a slide job be in effect for Drew Ott on the exit of turn 4. Does he have it? Gordon tries to fight back with the power. Cody Gordon continues to lead. And now you got Drew Jua up there. Running in P30, just hoping something happens to the leaders. You saw him get a little bit loose off of turn number 2. But Ott just being patient for right now. 17th in the standings coming in. Didn't have a good race last week. 23rd at Richmond after getting his first win of the season 2 weeks ago at Chicagoland. We got another side-by-side battle happening. A couple of them. Jarrell Duffin on Mark Jackson for 8th. Blake Lothian on Casey Duncan for 6th spot. And Blake is up 20 positions from the drop of the green flag. This is an excellent start for the driver of the number 43. Lothian making his debut with the series, and he is up to 6th spot. Let's go back to the battle for the race lead as Jim Ott is up on the front bumper of Cody Gordon. They are door to door. It's a drag race off of turn 2. On board with Drew Jua. You saw Ott has to tuck back in line. Ott's so much better in the entry of the corners. Gordon's just making him use his tires up here, I think is what it is. And then Gordon just gets the exit to clear away for the lead. But he got loose there off at turn 4. That could help out Jim Ott. No, he tucks it back in line. Watch Ott here. He tries to get a run off of turn 2. Doesn't work, though. In turn 3, see, this time Gordon decided to run the racing line. So that's a little bit interesting there. Just had a change for 8th position. Mark Jackson did make the pass work on Casey Duncan. Top 4 drivers on 4 fresh tires. Then you've got Keys who took fuel only in 5th position. And all over him is Blake Lothian. There you see it right there off of turn 4. This is going to be a tough battle here for Lothian, that's for sure. Meanwhile, top three still under a blanket, and Lothian's got some time to work. You see Drew Jua try and get a run off of turn number 4. See the drivers all just being patient on the low line. You see Ott get a run, try and pull up to the door. Does he make it work this time? Lothian, meanwhile, will run to the inside. He has cleared Keys and breaks into the top 5 for the first time tonight. Now Duffin starts to get a run onto the inside for 6th spot. That call to take fuel only may have bitten Keys in the rear end. 50 laps are complete. We've got 150 circuits left, and Duffin's all over Keys for the spot. You hear as well Keys trying to downshift into 3rd gear. But right now for Duffin, not really working just yet. But you saw there, Keys goes way wide. Opens up the door for Jarrell. This could get good off the corner. Look at how hard Keys is driving that thing. Meanwhile, it's still Cody Gordon, Jim Ott, Drew Jua. Duffin trying everything for 6. Mark Jackson trying to get it in it as well. Behind them, Casey Duncan still continuing to lose spots. Shane Davis cracks into the top 10. Keys trying everything to hold off Jarrell Duffin still for that 6th position. But Keys starts to pull away, and now we'll see what Mark Jackson can do in car number 25. Tires are really starting to wear off here for Anthony Keys. His lap time currently 1 second off his best lap. For everyone else, it's currently just about half a second. Another good battle here. Brett Ebley and Joe Letourneau have been trading some brawls. Should say trading some jabs here for 22nd spot. And Jordan Stenzel, who's rebounded nicely after spinning in the first caution of the day in turn number 1. Let's go to 2nd spot. As Stenzel has taken away 12th spot, Drew Jua just made his way up to 2nd on Jim I. You know who he wants. He wants Cody Gordon for that race lead. Take a look here at the replay and show you Jua's pass. Just got a nice draft down the back straightaway. You see him outbrake Jima into turn 3. Slides up, a picture-perfect pass for Jua to take away 2nd spot. And don't forget for Jua, this is a guy that loves to race on the short tracks. Caution's out. Ryan Douglas has gone off the racetrack and is spun. Carter Hansen's also involved, and we are hearing Jim Thorndike behind them as well. And there is a lot of right side damage to Carter Hansen. There you see Ryan Douglas as well, who is also involved. Take a look and see what brought the caution flag out with Ryan. And, oh, man, head-on shot for Carter Hansen there. Let's take a look at that from another angle. This off the 29 of Chris Davis in the battle for 13th, and it was. And he just tried to save it, but too much right foot was there. And you see everyone try to scatter on. Give you another angle. Right there, that's some slight neck coat as well, too. Both heavy shots for Douglas and Hansen. It's right on board here with Carter. Right there. Right on board here with Ryan. That's going to take your breath away for sure. Jim Thorndike. Almost found a gap up the middle to miss it, and then he ran into, and he plowed into Mr. Plow. Oh, the irony there.
I'm on number 8 right now.
Second.
A couple of drivers, by the way,
I'm on
did come
number
into
8
pit.
right now.
Anthony Keys, Casey Duncan, Brandon Freese, Josh Neal, Chris Davis, who stayed out, all taking 4 tires. Same with Brett Ebley.
A lot of Valvoline paint schemes out here.
Hey man, I got a black flag for entering closed pits. I was waiting for the guys to come out of pits. I was passing under yellow, my bad.
Everyone be aware of the older tires here.
How many pitted there, do you know?
No idea. I think not too many up front at least.
So, coming to the restart this time. Reset the field here for you. Cody Gordon, Drew Jua on row 1. Then it's Blake Lothian, Corey Blevins, row 2. Mark Jackson, Jarrell Duffin in row 3. Patrick Hernandez, Shane Davis, row 4. Jordan Stenstow and Logan McNeil round out the top 10. I was about to mention on Jordan. First caution, spun out on turn number 1 and has rebounded. Nice job from him so far tonight. In the hands here of Cody Gordon as we come back to the green flag. 60 laps up on the board. Nice clear. Blevins inside on Lothian for third. Is he going to get it? Or is there going to be a fight back from the 43? Lothian up 23 spots from the drop of the green flag. Decided not to qualify. And he is a man on the mission as long as he doesn't make some contact with Keys. Look how close that is. Right up to the fenders. Well, that's racing you love to see here in the Hoosier Racing League for sure. Slider from Lothian. Or from Blevins, rather. Meanwhile, Drew Jua trying to take the race lead away from Cody Gordon as they muscle their way into turn number 3, just following each other. But we're still watching third. How about fifth as well? Jarrell Duffin and Patrick Hernandez going at it. That's a fun battle we're watching too. Hernandez is getting a great feel of this one for Duffin and Mark Jackson. Jackson looking to break in the top 5 for the first time tonight. Look at Anthony Keys, by the way, all the way down on the apron of the racetrack, looking to take away some spots in 15th. You saw Jackson nearly clip the wall, edges out Duffin for 5th at the line. Ooh. Duffin nearly wheel hopped to entering turn 1. but may slide up here. I think he can clear up on Jackson, but got loose off of 2. Mark clears for 5th. That was an awesome battle to watch there. Meanwhile, it's Cody Gordon that still leads. 0.3 of a second lead on Drew Jua. He's led the most laps in this race. If Jua goes for the race lead, he'll be looking to lead his first. Top 11 drivers decided to stay out, which means they're 35 laps into a 50-lap run. Everyone else decided to pit. An interesting strategy there. How about Jim Ott? Jim Ott's been very quiet since his pit stop, as he decided to come in on lap 57, by the way, for those wondering. He's had a top 5 car all day long, and it's battling Ricky Allen for 11th. And you got to give credit to Ricky as well. He's up 20 spots. Dropped the green flag, but remember, he decided to stay out on that last run. Great battle you're watching there. Here's what it looks like from McNeil's perspective. As Ott has cleared Allen, you see the white car on the bottom. That's Casey Duncan, who will decide to come in as well. Good hard racing off of turn 2. Look at Stenzel. He's looking on somebody. That somebody is Mark Jackson for 7th. Jordan Stenzel's a man on a mission. He's got an incredible short run car at the moment. We're going to go 3 wide off of turn 4. Look at Jim Ott. First guy on 4 fresh tires is up to 10th. And Shane Davis decides to look to the inside. He shuts the door on Jim Ott. And Jackson goes back 2 spots. This is the stuff you like to see here, folks. Out on Davis, 8th spot, all his. But now Ott looks to chase down Stenzel for 7th. Casey Duncan in that 17 car. In 10th, the green car is Keys. He's 12th. Cody Gordon, Drew Jua still having a good battle at the moment for the lead. It's a 1/4 of a second. If Jua gets that to be a 10th and a half or under, we will definitely make a focus on that. Jackson starts to fade big time as Keys takes 11th. Freeze looks for 12th. Now let's go to Jim Ott, who's all over Jordan Stenzel. That is the battle for 7th on the speedway. And he gets that. How is Jim Ott right now compared to drivers on worn tires? Just about 2 to 3 tenths a second better than Pat Hernandez. That's the difference between Ford tires and worn tires. But now these guys are getting into a Grobschnob with Jarrell Duffin and company. Let's go to the battle for the race lead as Drew Jua all over Cody Gordon. Here comes the one trying to get the diamond to work. Doesn't have it. Jua trying to put a lot of pressure on the 18. Oh, we got a couple of cars sideways. Pat Hernandez goes around. And another car, that was Jarrell Duffin. And the caution flag flies once again, and that may not have been a smart move from Jarrell to spin in front of traffic. Tough break for Jarrell there, and I think they said Patrick Hernandez also involved. Not sure if he's got any damage to his front end. He looks good. But Jarrell Duffin is the one that spun out. So we'll go to the replay here. 6th caution, lap 72. See here. Ooh. Oh, wow. That is very strange. We'll take a look at that in slow motion in just a moment. But first, we got some strategy. Leaders are coming in. Cody Gordon, Drew Jua, and company. 4 tires and fuel. Interesting. Corey Glovins and Drew Jua decide to take fuel only. That is an interesting strategy by them. All right, let's take a look at this in slow motion, show you what happened. This should give us a better angle here. So watch Duffin. First off, Jim Ott has to check up, and Duffin saw Ott coming, so he had to move up the racetrack. And that's what set Hernandez in the Duffin. I'm not sure how I would call this one if I'm race control.
All right, so EOL is going to be going on the 19 of Patrick Hernandez. Again, just dove it in there, and the 91 car was in front of him there, and he just tapped him a little too hard. It was not intentional, I'm sure. It's just the way these cars line up. Y'all got to remember that the front end is so much lower than the rear end, so it just got him loose and resulted in a little spin there. So, again, not intentional, but he did cause the incident, so he will be moved to the back.
I have another point of view, but I take your decision.
Appreciate it, Patrick. The comment is definitely appreciated, and I appreciate your opinion, but it's just what I saw. So appreciate you staying cool, man. It's a long race. We're not even halfway, so just keeping it. I know you got a top 10 car. Get back up there.
All right.
Control, quick question. Is there lane choice? And the restart is on green, or is it on?
Leader has lane choice. Just choose it now as you're coming to the flag, please. And staying high. All right. P1 is going to be high, P2 is going to be low, 3 should be behind P number 2, and 4 should be behind P number 4 on the top. Everybody else should be where they're supposed to be. Just make sure on this restart, obviously the leader has to cross the start-finish line before the second place car, so don't jump it. Jim, I'm sure you're well aware of that. And yes, the leader has the start to the race, so just wait until that truck is below the racing surface, and then you can go. Or you can wait up to the green flag. But if the green flag comes out before you go, then it's on the green flag. Just keep that in mind.
Hey, Matt, I have a black flag for passing in yellow when I was a lucky dog going into the pits.
All right.
Nice and tight, everybody. Let's have another nice long run here. We're on lap 75.
Coming back to the green flag here once again. Lothian, Ott, Duncan, Keys, and Neal, the top 5. The drivers that are in the top 10 decided to stay out as we come back to green. And so the 43 of Lothian leading for the first time here tonight. Ott moves up to 2nd. Casey Duncan, Anthony Keys 3rd and 4th. And Freeze taking away 5th position. Watch Jua and Gordon very closely. They're already up to 9th and 10th, and Jua's on the attack of Davis for 8th spot. But Blake Lothian out in front. First time he has led laps today, and Jim Ott is on the attack. Looking to lead his first lap today. He's up to the inside looking for the race lead. Ott's got better tires. And trouble. Jarrell Duffin's crashed again. Caution's out. Shane Davis has also gone off the track, and that is more damage for Jarrell Duffin. That could be terminal. You see that fluid leaking out of the Oakley number 91. And we will take a look at a replay shot to see what brought out this mess in turn 2. You see the 2 car also in Brian Toller. Don't know if he had anything to do with that accident. Ah, yep, you see it right there. Rear end got sideways. Oh my goodness! Wicked hit from Jarrell and Toller. Let's show you in slow motion here. Now that's into turn number 1. You're going to see that 2 car get sideways. I can tell you as well, Chris Davis, Nicholas Atwood, Brett Ebley are coming to... Well, look at the 2 Falcon tire car in the left. You see Right now in the foreground, now just left. The rear end just got loose, and then just slight overcorrection. Ugh. That one hurts. That one hurts for sure, folks. Let's see. I want to see if we got a speed shot here. You see Duffin get sideways there. And we do not have it. Let's ride with Giroux. Man, you can feel that accident. That was bad. Bad to the bone. And let's do Shane Davis here. Should give you a better view of how the car got sideways. Oh, pardon me, that's still Giroux. That's another angle. Let's go to Shane. It was actually Shane Davis that went off the track. See, as he was trying to miss the accident. Do we have something with Toller? I want to take a look here and see what he can provide us here. Yeah, you see that right there? Let's view that one more time. Let's rewind this and show you. Get race chatter back on. In case we get
once we get to one to green, guys, let's stop heating up our tires here.
We'll show you here. This is
Y'all can do it up until the one to green. I don't want you guys
see?
to hit, double file anymore. It's not. It's really not doing much work anyway. So.
Saw that too much right wheel he put into that, and for Duffin, he's trying to fix as much as he can. For Toller, his night is done.
A good example. The 2 car has caused 2 incidents in this race, so he will be starting next week with 1 strike of 3. I'm sorry. So if he causes 1 incident next week, he'll be straight at 2 strikes. So just a heads up, that's how it works. That way now we have a good example of it. So keep it clean out there, y'all. You don't want to start next week with not EOL, with a strike.
I'm curious, what's the black flag? Is it drive-through, or you sit parking them for on pit road for some time, or what?
It depends on the track. I would have given him a 30-second stop and go type deal. You'd have to sit there for 30 seconds, then you'd be able to go.
Ouch.
Yeah, so it would have definitely been a penalty, like basically like a 1-lap penalty, essentially. I mean, y'all are running 32-second lap times, so.
That's going to be a 2-lap penalty, actually. Got to drive down pit road speed.
This is true. All right, good luck, guys. Keep it clean. It's been pretty good so far.
All right, let's get ready to come back to this restart. Nice jump from Blake Law. The N81 laps are in the books. But watch Jim Ott closely, the man with the fresher tires here. Oh, Lothia's loose, Lothia's loose. Wow, I thought that car was going sideways. I really did. Impressive save from Blake. But now, Ott tastes blood. Sides to Diamond 3 and 4, and he's right there looking for the race lead. Watch out for Jua as well. He's made his way up to 6th spot. Ott couldn't get the slider to work there. You see Jua there, that Black Bass Pro Shops car looking. That's for 5th on Joshua Neal. Ott looking to lead his first lap of the day. Lathia goes way upstairs and allows Jim Ott to take the race lead away. Let's go. Let's watch Jua now. He still tries to hold off Joshua Neal. Remember, Jua's got the fresher tires by about 15 laps. So he takes that behind them. It's Blevins and Freeze. Still an interesting decision from Blevins to take fuel only on that last pit stop. Remember, Jua also took fuel only as well. So that's helping out Drew. Not really sure about Corey. How about Cody Gordon in that 18, who has led the most laps today? He took 4 tires, but hasn't really closed in a lot on Drew Jua, though. That time makes the pass on Neal for 6th. And now Lothian starts to get up in trouble. That's Duncan, the white Surf Pro car, the certified car. Takes it up to 2nd spot. Anthony Keys now wants 3rd. Lothian starts to lose spots big time, 2 for 1. You saw Keys go up the track, nearly got sideways there. Ooh, hang on, Anthony there. Just about went up a groove and almost stored the 43. So Keys makes the clear and the pass works. Blake, though, trying to fight back. Meanwhile, Cody Gordon all over Drew Jua. If they get past the top 4, this could be for the race lead. Gordon on the fresher tires. Underneath he goes. Big send as he outbreaks Drew Jua. The slider works for the 18. That's a gutsy pass from Cody Gordon, and it paid off for sure, folks. Go a couple of cars behind. Blevins and Stenzel for a spot. Let's go to 2nd, actually. Anthony Keys gets past Casey Duncan. I wonder if the 17 decided to let him go. I think he did, but Lothian all over. But here comes Cody Gordon, who may go the longer way around the racetrack with the fresher Goodyears. That could work out. That could work out, and he's got the draft. That's from Blake's perspective. That's from Cody's. Look how smooth Cody is on that wheel. It just takes it away. Now he looks on Duncan for 3rd. The 4 fresh tires are paying off for last week's winner, Cody Gordon. That win took place at Richmond last week in the trucks. Drew Jua now on the attack on the 43. Better exit for Blake. See if that can pay off. Also got Blevins and Stenzel for 7th spot. You got Freeze, Neal, and Jackson for 9th, and what's one heck of a battle there as well. Let's focus on that, actually. Look at that mess in turn 1. Stenzel gets the pass on Blevins, meanwhile, for 7th position. And could try and open up the gates. Everyone's staying single file at the moment across the start-finish line. And here we go for 2nd. Cody Gordon on Anthony Keys. Tries to slide up. You saw both of them go up the track. I think Keys just tried to give Gordon some room there. That was nearly a nasty situation. Cody Gordon takes his way up to 2nd. And now Stenzel fights on Lothian for P6. Nice pass from Jordan. Remember, Lothian is the only guy, one of 2 drivers out there on track, rather, that has not pitted since lap 30. Mark Jackson on Brandon Freeze for 9th. Jackson's got fresher tires as well. Could get interesting with a driver with worn out tires. Woo, this is some good stuff. You see Blevins up to 7th. Jackson going 2 for 1 to 8th. Now Freeze looks to make a pass work. Just had a change for the race lead, by the way. Jim Ott and Cody Gordon. Gordon goes to the point on the fresher tires. Let's rewind and show you. Better run in turns 1 and 2. And Cody Gordon is back out front here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. That gap's up to a half second, and Anthony Keys and Jim Ott will go to work for second. Run to the inside for Keys as an easy pass there. Thank God just let him have it. Those two drivers pitted on lap number 57. Back to the side-by-side race for 8th. Blevins and Freeze down the back chute. Freeze thinking about the slider. Don't know how that'll end up. Ends up well for Brandon. Blake Lothian decides it's time to pit on lap 96, so he went 66 laps. This is his last pit stop. That's impressive. 4 tires and fuel for the driver of the 43, so could be in trouble early here to try and get a top 10 finish possibly. Cody Gordon's lead up to 1.2 seconds on Anthony Keys. We'll try and find the best battle on track, and it's here for 13th, Josh Neal and Shane Davis. Tough races for both of them. Shane Davis down 5 spots from the drop of the green flag. Neal started in 12th spot. Davis does have fresher tires by 21 laps. Gonna have to wait on that pass. Jordan Stenzel on the faster tires. Looking to break into the top 5. I think this would be the first time tonight in the top 5 for Jordan if he can make the pass work. Kevin Bokema, we can tell you as well, has brought the car into pit road. Ooh, that's tight off of 4. Almost led to sending 2 cars around there down the front straight. So Jordan Stenzel makes his way up to 5th. A nice recovery night for him. If you have just joined us on the broadcast, he spun in turn 1. Got no damage, luckily, from the accident. Has made his way up into 5th position. Go to the spot ahead, Drew Jua. Trying to take 3rd from Jim Ott. From Gordon to Jua, fresher tires are better by 2 seconds at the moment. Or rather be 3.3 from Jua to Gordon. So Drew takes away P3. We go to Hernandez and Blevins for 9th. See there, Hernandez trying to get the run. Blevins trying to shut the door and play some defense. Blevins got a little bit squirrely on the exit. So Corey up there. How about Logan McNeil as well in 11th? He's been quiet this entire race. And fighting with Shane Davis for 11th. Oh, bumper from McNeil to Corey Blevins. Got him a little bit sideways. Trying to pull the Teddy Christopher Morse code. 1 bump, I'm here. 2 bumps, time to move. 3 bumps, I'm moving you. But Shane Davis may be thinking, I want both of you to move each other out of the way. I'm coming. Nearly made it 3 wide. Ooh, easy pass coming for Davis here. Not just yet, though. This is some good, hard racing. This is only inside the top 10. Just around the top 10, rather. You see Blevins go up the track, try and set up his pass on McNeil. got one slower. It's the Oakley car of Jarrell Duffin, who was 28th, but in 2 wrecks so far today. Oh, man. Davis almost got into that quarter panel of Blevins. Very tight with all this traffic in the way. How about Corey Crowell in the 20 car up here as well? We got a battle for 4th position, too. Let's go to another drone shot. Jordan Stenzel past Jim Ott. Casey Duncan trying to do the same thing. And Casey takes the spot away from Jim Ott. So 3 of your top 4 drivers all on fresher tires. Anthony Keys in second, pit on lap number 57. 95 laps to go as Cody Gordon continues to be out in front. Take this opportunity for the first time tonight. Turn up those speakers because it's time to crank it up here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway.
Thank you.
I'll say hi for you.
Thank you.
Take that low, take that low.
Thank you.
You're welcome, man. I'm slowing you up. Got tire you slowing up.
Yeah, I think I got a little bit of tires.
Hey, Matt, what is the last position that actually gets done?
Everybody gets points.
Saying F1.
If we had 35 drivers, 35th we get, I don't have this in front of me, but 35th we get points as well. So you would get points right now if you finish where you finished.
Don't worry about me, I'll just ride here. A2, let me know if you want to buy at any point.
90 laps to go here at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway. We're so glad you could join us here throughout the night. Marty Sakala with you on the call. Round number 4 of the Hoosier Racing League taking place here for you from the New Hampshire Motor Speedway with the ARCA Menard Series race cars. Don't forget, folks, make sure you join us next week as our schedule for round number 5 at the Hoosier Racing League takes us to Pocono Raceway with the next gen race cars for 100 laps. Start time 8 p.m. here, September 4th. You can watch that on twitch.tv/Marty Sakala. So Cody Gordon continues to lead the gap 3.7 seconds on Anthony Keys. For those wondering, by the way, the driver of the number 4, Jim Ott, did come into pit. And we are, I want to say, near the window of pit stops here. People were saying 50 to 60 laps of fuel today. And right now we have seen Anthony Keys currently go over 50 laps. He is currently at lap number 114. So we take a look at the pit strategy amongst your top 10. 56 laps currently for Anthony Keys at the moment. Todd Gordon currently has a couple of laps to go before Cody Gordon, rather, a couple of laps to go before he has to pit. Longest in the top 10 anyone's had tonight is 57, set by Casey Duncan. But we know the maximum stint you can do is 66, proved by Blake Lothian, going from 30 to 95. Biggest mover so far in the race. You saw him while we were cranking it up earlier on, Ricky Allen. He's been having a quiet race so far when it comes to battle for positions, but he's currently up 20 spots, running in 12th position. Great run for him tonight. Talked about Jordan Stenzel earlier on. Casey Duncan currently up 10 positions in the 5th spot. One driver that's not having a good run, he is 3rd in points coming on in. That is Chris Davis in the number 29. Started 16th, currently running in 17th position. I don't know what's happened to his car today, but it is just not where you would expect it. 63 points behind. He's up on Jarrell Duffin in the live points for 2nd. And on Stephen Wetton. Joshua Neal, yes, I believe as well. So, but obviously a long season, 17 race schedule, including playoffs. And so we continue on here. Anthony Keys brings his number 14 car into pit road. So that is a 55 lap stint just around for Keys. So we'll watch his pit stop as he goes for 4 tires and fuel. So he's out, and Drew Jewell now comes on in car number 1. We're going to bring up the track map, show you where your favorite drivers are on the screen. Jewell out with a good pit stop. Let's see where he is compared to other drivers that have pitted, like Jim Ott. So Ott comes out 15th. Drew Jewell 19th, so second best when it comes to second on the racetrack when it comes to drivers that have pitted on this stint for green flag pit stops. Casey Duncan now comes in the 17. So with 80 laps to go, we'll focus on this. Nice stop for KC. 15-second stop for 4 tires and fuel. See where he comes out here. He's in the center of 1 and 2. As Keys got by caution. Corey Blevins has spun off at turn number 4. And so this is going to change everything in the race, because if you pitted, your strategy may have just backfired. So that ends our, I believe that ends our longest stint in the race. As a solo car spin from Corey Blevins brings out the caution flag. So we'll be interested to see what happens when it comes to the waiver rounds and stuff like that. Here's what happened to Corey, who lost it all by himself in 4. That car was sideways from the center of the corner. And just came to a stop. I got to give credit for Corey. Made a nice save. Just tapped the inside wall and good to go. But the question is, what does the damage look like? Let's see if this angle can provide it for us. We had some good angles on the front straightaway tonight. The inside. There you see the car get sideways right there. Tapped it with the fender. So I'm not too sure how much bumper damage there is on the car. Gonna have to find out. Leaders are in the pit. And what we should see here, with 75 laps to go, drivers will not have enough to go the distance, so we could see some fuel-only stops with under 10 laps left. So Gordon wins the race off pit road. Then it's Stencel, Mark Jackson, Patrick Hernandez, and Shane Davis.
Comes out. I know it sucks, but it is what it is. That's how it works. So, you know.
Not sure who they put that on. Not sure there, so. So this yellow flag, that caution flag, absolutely helps out Jordan Stencel. Because of being in the middle of pit stops, he will restart on the front row. Mark Jackson gets to restart 3rd. Pat Hernandez 4th. Shane Davis 5th. It's huge. They're on fresher tires than Jim Ott, who restarts 6th.
Caught up. Pace cars in the middle of 1 and 2. Majority of the cars are in the front stretch still.
Everyone up here, be ready to take it.
Hey, Matt, do you want to give me an EOL just so it doesn't cause any commotion?
You're going to get one of your laps back right here.
I will be extending this caution 1 lap to get everyone situated. I know we're all spread out so fast the people, so it will be extended 1 lap. And as far as the wave round goes, or not wave round, EOL goes to you, Gerald, it should shift you back, but I'll be keeping an eye on it. It is being extended, obviously, because half the field's going to get waved around the pace car, and it would be stupid if I had you guys go green this lap, because that would just cause a giant mess of people ramming into the back of each other. So take your time getting around here. For those of y'all that are getting waved around the pace truck, and we will go green, not this time, but next time by. Pace truck is middle back. Starting to go into turn 3 in about 2 seconds.
I still pass me, Matt.
What?
I've got 2 more cars that need to pass me, it says.
Say who it is.
35 at least, I know that much.
35 is middle back going to 3 now, so he should be coming to you not too long from now.
Why do I have to pass Jim when we were the wave around if he was
Alrighty. Coming to green here. And we'll reset the field here for you with under 75 laps to go. Cody Gordon and Jordan Stencel make up row number 1. Mark Jackson, Patrick Hernandez in row 2. Shane Davis, Logan McNeil, row 3. Then Chad McNeil and Ryan Douglas in row 4. Rounding out the top 10 currently, Chris Davis and Riley Lambert. Very quiet tonight in car number 50. First time we have mentioned his name tonight, and he is in the top 10 for the first time tonight. Coming back to green, we will have 73 laps to go. iRacing pace truck is in. It's in the hands of Cody Gordon, who brings us back to green. Bad restart there for Jordan Stenzel. Let's see if Mark Jackson gets the inside. He's in the highest position he's been tonight. Would love to go one more. Right, but even worse, Stenzel is blinking. Oh, here we go off of 2. Davis is in it. We got Mitchell into the wall, facing some contact. The one is in it of Drew Jua, one of the best cars here. And the big one breaks out of New Hampshire. Brad Ebley, the first car, I think, that went sideways. Thomas Mitchell with some front-end damage. I see Kevin Bolkema and Drew Jua, the biggest name involved in this one. We're going to watch this first shot from our aerial cam so we can get a better understanding of what on earth happened. Watch. I think the first guy that went off track is the 29 of Chris Davis. Inside the top 10. Oh, they both got sideways together. And it was just a stack up from there. Very odd situation. Let's see if we got a real-time shot. They both just lost it together, and then when Mitchell was trying to duck and dive, he clipped the rear end. 22 Laterno's also in it. 1 was Jua. A very strange accident for sure, ladies and gentlemen. Let's ride on board with Ebley. Like, there is no contact made whatsoever here. They both just lost it at the exact same time, and then you see the calamity break out. Thomas Mitchell, who was just about to have this missed. Then, right there. Let's go to Kevin Bolkema. Who I think misses this again. That he does. Just came to a complete standstill. Here's Jua, who is just about to have this missed, and he got clipped from behind. I don't know from who. Was Joshua Neal also involved, or was he in the back? He went through the grass. You saw Corey Crowell also get caught up in that too, which was very strange. And I want to see Jarrell Duffin too. See how he avoided a near massacre. Same thing as Neal, went through the grass. A good miss. Well, we'll try this again.
Yeah.
I was thinking we were probably lucky that half the field was single file on that restart.
If y'all wreck again here without getting a green lap, it will be a single file restart. Just a heads up. Drew, are you where you need to be, or is it still having you do that?
No, I'm in the right spot.
Perfect. I just didn't want you to still be passing people when we were going green here. I'm going to issue that black flag to you here, 29, once we go green. That way it doesn't fuck something up, because I feel like it will. Get caught up, though, please.
All right, we're going to go right back into it here. Cody Gordon brings us back to the green flag here. So Gordon holds serve. Stenzel back second. Here goes Jackson underneath. Stenzel trying to hold off the 25. This is a great battle for the runner-up spot. Hernandez up there in fourth as well, but Shane Davis tries to get a run down low for that spot. Chris Davis has brought his car into pit lane, and I believe that's his second strike of the evening. Oh my goodness, Stenzel spins right in front of our eyes. And we're trying to get him, and he's got some damage on the front end, and that's a caution. It's like the car just lost it all by itself. Very strange situation for the 83, and he does have some damage. Second spin he's had tonight. In second spot, just lost it by himself, and unfortunately that is grass and nothing he can do. And some left front damage on the Chevy. Let's catch an onboard here. Nothing he could do. Too much right foot, and when that car got sideways, he was on for the ride, and so that car is, though, still going. We'll see what happens.
I don't know. All the one lap guys down.
This is absolutely, by the way, helping out the drivers that pitted beforehand, because they get back on the lead lap.
3 laps.
Well, you're sticking in it, and that's always good. So you're going to get some points that you could have lost just if you gave up. Looks like you have a chance to rebound here, Blake.
To the green.
Thank you, thank you. For anyone who's going to be waiting on the 83 car, is in turn number 3 and 4. For anyone who's being told that he needs to be let by or whatever, or you need to get by him, he's coming. Just be careful, y'all, if you did get tires there. Obviously, we're having some people get a little loose coming off the corners on these new tires. Just remember, they're going to be a little loose, so just take it easy. Lap 138 of 200 here. We still got 42 laps to go. Well, 43, so yeah, plenty of racing left. Plenty of opportunities.
These cautions, by the way, are helping out your race leaders at the moment as they try to save fuel. They pit on lap 123, 77 laps to go. If cautions keep breeding cautions, they may be able to go the distance. It could be tough. If we go green to the end, it could get interesting. Cody Gordon, Mark Jackson, row 1. Pat Hernandez, Shane Davis, row 2. Logan McNeil, Jim Ott, row 3. Ryan Douglas, Anthony Keys, row 4. Chad McNeil, Nick Atwood, row number 5. .42 laps to go. Gordon fires. We're back to green. Barney waves them off into turn number 1. You see Jackson and Hernandez this time, battling for the runner-up spot after Stensel's spin. Stensel currently scored in 21st position, still out there on the lead lap for those wondering. Hernandez and Jackson each up 5 positions from the drop of the green flag. Jim Ott trying to play a factor in this, even though he's got 13 laps of worn tires. Playing it safe for right now. Now he takes a peek underneath. Bottom step of the podium on the line here. Can he get by Mark Jackson? One car off the pace, off of 2. That's Riley Lambert. We stay under the green flag. Both of them go up the track. This could open up Shane Davis to go 3 wide off of 4. He thinks better of it. .60 remain. Cody Gordon, by the way, for those wondering, just up the fastest lap of this race, 30.83. That's a beautiful lap time. Let's go to 9th spot. Joshua Neal on Nicholas Atwood. How about Atwood? He's been quiet in this race, too. Having a great run. Blake Lothian, you got to watch out for him, though. If there's a driver that could be a dark horse, this could be it right here. Currently scored in 11th position, and he's got the freshest tires. He's got fresher tires compared to the leaders by 6 laps. Freshest tires obviously belong to Brandon Fries, who pitted underneath that last caution. Oh, this could be tight. 3 wide into 3. McNeil backs out of it. That's Chad McNeil in that yellow 23. We go to 3rd. Ott's up to 3rd. Made the pass work. Keys slides up on Jackson to take 4th. Let's go to the Grobschnob in 2, which is still a huge mess. See Casey Duncan trying to break a draft somehow. So Chad is 11th. Blake Lothian just broke into the top 10 about a lap ago. So watch our trouble behind him. Hard crash. One car, all 4 wheels off the ground. It's Ryan Douglas. And we are under caution with 57 laps to go. A very hard lick for the driver of the number 9 from North Carolina. Look at that. Front left is gone. How did that car get sideways, though? First thing I want to know. That's Ebley in this 56. Oh, the 20 got loose, and Ebley was just trying to miss him. Oh, my goodness. What a shot for Ryan. Watch this from another angle here. Do it like this here. Ebley was trying everything to miss it and just watch this car take a lick. No safer barrier. All 4 wheels off the ground like a bunny hop. Massive for Ryan. I don't know how that car is still driving. Pits are open and everybody's coming in. Final stops underway. Race off pit road, won by Hernandez, and it's a fuel-only stop. But keep an eye out on Jim Ott, who decided to take 2 tires. in the monster number 4 ride. Anyone take 4? Yes, they did. Anthony Keys, Drew Jua took 4. So he could be looking to get back on Gordon. That could be interesting. Mark Jackson did 4. Casey Duncan did 2. Josh Neal, Brandon Freeze, Corey Crowell, Corey Blevins did 4. And Nicholas Atwood bringing the 00 back down pit road. So your race leader, Blake Lothian, the top 3 have stayed out. Let's listen to race control.
About 22.
Y'all 2 to green, aren't you?
Between 50 and 60.
2-2.
Thank you.
Danny 3 all has stayed out.
For Cody Burrell, though, I think it is around 60.
10-4. Thank you.
How many stayed out there?
3 of you guys.
Lord of mercy.
A lot of people took none or 2.
All right, y'all, we are 1 to green now. Let's go ahead and get those things doubled up, get where we got to get here. There will be no extension on this restart for obvious reasons. There's no reason to. So let's get them nice and tight now as we're about halfway down the backstretch coming up soon here. Once you get half of that car length, maintain it.
Coming to the restart. Near 50 laps to go after 11 cautions in the race. Lothian on the outside this time, next to Ricky Allen. Row 2, Don Jordan, Joe Letourneau. Top 4 decide to stay out. Patrick Hernandez, Cody Gordon, field only row number 3. Shane Davis, Jim Ott, row 4. Ott, 2 tires. And the McNeils, Logan and Chad, field only in row 5. Back to green. This could get interesting for second spot. How big could it stack up Cody Gordon, Hernandez, and Jim Ott? About to find out as Lothian has driven away from the scene. Caution, Logan McNeil. Jordan Stenzel we're hearing also involved. Another yellow that could help out Lothian for sure. And there's a lot more. You saw Freeze, Davis. At least 5 cars once again in this scene of the crime. And there could be some angry drivers as well by the end of the night. 3 wide. Watch the 12. Where's their contact from Juo? They just simply got together. There's on from there. There's Neal. There's Freeze. Saw Stenzel spin. I don't know how hard of a shot he took in the wall. About to find out here. This could give us a better perspective. Take a look here and see. There is some slight contact from Drew. Nope, it was off of Stenzel in the 12. And here comes the hit from Jordan. Right there, head-on collision. Down to the 82. I think Riley got involved as well. And a whole lot more. On board with Logan. Oops, pardon me here. That's slow-mo. The other thing was trying to let Drew go. So that could go on Logan. This is Jordan Stenzel. Right there, and then here's the shot right there. Oucho Rama. Here's Brandon Freeze. Just about had it missed. And was about to get it going straight until that. Oh, sorry, that's Brandon once again. Let's go. Here's Chris Davis. Riley Lambert, I think, got involved as well. Oh, that's a tough break there for Chris. A lot of drivers' nights probably coming to an end with that.
Was it?
I need to get out there. 19, I'm on the outside.
I don't believe it was.
We did a few laps there.
Man, you restart third. You go on the bottom. Yeah, you're right. I did see that one pull in. I hadn't looked again.
All right, guys, we are 1 to green. Let's go ahead and get lined. We got to get lined up. So the leader is on the top side this time.
Try this once again. Lothian on the outside, but this time it's Cody Gordon next to him. Row 2, Don Jordan and Patrick Hernandez. Row 3 is Chad McNeil, Shane Davis. Row 4, Anthony Keys, Drew Jua. And row 5, Mark Jackson and Casey Duncan. We know a majority of the field good to go on fuel. They don't have to pit again. But some do have a spare set left in case they need to use it. Lothian fires as we're back to green. Gordon stuck in second spot as he clears on Hernandez. Well, Don Jordan in fourth position. Quiet run for him tonight. Decided to stay out, play some strategy. I think Gordon got so aggressive off of 2. I think he scraped the wall there. Not too sure, but it did look to be that way from our perspective. But he notes he has a faster car than Blake Lothian. Better tires by just over 15 laps. Hernandez a big send in the corner. Let's go here. We're 3 wide and 2. As Shane Davis better be careful. Look at Chad McNeil trying. Oh, Don Jordan goes around. Don Jordan goes around and a whole lot more. Joe Letourneau, there's another car in that. That's the 48 of Blevins. And heavy damage to Don Jordan. That's a tough break. Running inside the top 5 at the moment of the caution. Here it is, and just like Stenzel, the car, he just lost the car off of turn 2. That's a big shot there. Both Letourneau and Blevins coming on in. See here what happened to the back 2. Letourneau just got loose, the 48 with absolutely nowhere to go. And they all just pile up from behind. The Demolition Derby continues.
On Don Jordan for self-spinning off of turn number 2 there. And then Joe Letourneau is also a victim of starting to spin, and he got into the 48, but that's on him because he started to spin before the 48 made contact with him. So both of them will be getting EOLs here. How dark is it for you guys? Because it's obviously different for me.
It's fine.
Not that bad, but we see that sun setting off of 4.
All right, I just checked the broadcast, and it looks fine still. So.
They are talking about sunset potentially. There you see it's
The only thing is, once it gets
6:49
dark, it'll
p.m.
start dark pretty quick.
Yeah, you guys should be fine. The time limit, though, you guys are an hour and 54 seconds Or I'm sorry, an hour and 54 minutes, and there's a 2-hour and 25-minute time limit on this. So
Oh, wow.
there's no reason why y'all can't finish it. But I'm just saying, y'all better stop wrecking here. So.
Good advice from
I see the
Pelletier.
fun over there in the corner.
36 minutes left on that clock.
Hey, Matt, now I'm seeing rain.
No, you're not getting it.
2 to green. Look as hell on turn 1 down here.
What the heck? He's got an oil stain on the track? Matt, there's oil on the track.
Race control, it's pitch black. I think the race needs to end.
Negative.
We threw under the bus there. Well, I mean, I'm sorry, Blake. I know it would be awesome for you to win in your debut in this league, but we're not just going to hand it to you here unless the time runs out. So, yeah. Listen, we've never not been able to finish a race, and we've never ended under yellow, so let's not start this here. There's no reason why y'all can't stay green. Y'all are going to have 42 laps by the time you go green here, so it's not impossible, but you guys have to stay green if you want to, finish it here probably. So,
Someone just coming to the oops.
Good map.
Hey, Matt, fans are throwing beer cans to the track.
yeah, it's because they realize.
Coming to green this time. We'll try again. 41 laps to go. It's Blake Lothian and Cody Gordon, row 1. Lothian on the outside. Patrick Hernandez, Chad McNeil, row number 2. Row 3, Shane Davis, Andrew Jua. Row 4, Anthony Keys, Casey Duncan. And row 5, Jim Ott and Mark Jackson. .41 to green, 41 to go, coming back to the restart. Nice restart from Blake into turn number 1. But Cody Gordon is all over him in a battle for the race lead. Gordon looks to go the higher way around. That gives him the boost. And he is right there. Down to the 10th. There's a bumper. Lothian gets turned from Gordon. He saves it. Wow. What a save. And through goes Hernandez. Drew Jua up to second. And keep in mind, he's got 4 fresh tires. Gordon's still in this fight, though, up to third. Wow. Blake is not going to like that move at all. We got a battle for the race lead. Oh, hard in the wall, Mark Jackson. That's off of Jim Ott. Can he make it back with the right front tire down? It's a lot like what happened to Stephen Wetton. I don't think he'll be able to. I think Pelletier is going to have no choice but to throw a caution flag here. If we can get that on the apron, we should be good. We got a battle for the race lead. Meanwhile, Drew Jua on the inside, looking on Hernandez. Preferred line for Drew. Can he clear off a 2? He can. Gordon also loose. And Mark Jackson did bring the car into pit road. Will stay under the green flag. Now you look at third. Anthony Keys trying to be a factor here on Cody Gordon. Nearly touching into turn number 1. Oh, Keys up the track wide. With Gordon, I think Shane Davis also went up the track too. Allows Casey Duncan to close in. Oh, Gordon may have an issue. That car looks to be tighter on entry than I've seen it tonight. Let's ride on board. Yeah, he's got a run, though, on the inside. See if he can take third. Ooh, they touch. No, almost touch. Maybe here. Oh, man. Cody Gordon is taking no prisoners. He doesn't care how he wins. He'll use up as many people as possible to get it. He at least is giving Keys some room to work with. That's what I like about this battle at the moment. Anthony is staying in this fight. Gordon, though, took the spot away. Look at this. Keys trying to cross over, and Cody's trying to slam the door right in his face. But this time, Keys washes up the racetrack. So move Cody up to third. Meanwhile, Drew Jua, a near 1 second lead on Patrick Hernandez. Remember, he was one of the few to take 4 tires there. Hernandez and Gordon took fuel only. Jim Ott, Shane Davis, Anthony Keys and Jim Ott took 4 tires. So that could be a big factor to keep in mind. For those wondering where Blake Lothian is after he almost got turned from Cody Gordon, 43 car is battling for 12th with Joshua Neal. Getting a good view from the drone. Nice job from Blake as he continues to hold off his opponent. Corey Blevins, how many instants has he been in tonight? It's got to be like the 3rd or 4th instant. He's in the top 10. Oh, Ricky Allen. Believe he is blinking at the moment. He's dropped off. Working on the slow car of Don Jordan in this battle on the racetrack. Let's go to second. Cody Gordon's caught back up with Patrick Hernandez. Right on board here at Patrick. Nice run off a 2 on Patrick Hernandez. This is Cody Gordon, correction. And a fun one breaking out here. On board with Hernandez. See if he can hold on to it. This is how tight they could get off of 4. Woo-hoo-hoo! Oh, man, that just gets you hyped there into turn number 1. All cameras provided by Track Cams by Gourmet. It's fun. Incredible camera pictures you're seeing here tonight. Over 25 laps to go in this race. And the battle for second. Look at this. They touch. They both wash up the track. Not afraid to trade some paint in 3. Gordon gets the pass for second. But he's 2 1/4. So Hernandez, hold that thought, in the wall. And now Anthony Keys looking to get the bottom step of the podium. Big send in for Keys. Hernandez, some good defense here for right now. And still holding on to third spot. "25 laps to go this time by for your race leader, Drew Jua." Gives us a chance to let you know that don't forget to tune in next week to the Hoosier Racing League, where we will go to the Tricky Triangle Pocono Raceway, bringing back the next gen car. 8 p.m. start time on twitch.tv/Marty Sakala. Back to third. Keys got to run inside. Trying to get it to work, and they nearly touch in 4. Ooh, man. Every time I watch this onboard camera, I get nervous, I get goosebumps. Hernandez keeps third. Got some other good battles happening on the racetrack. How about Corey Crowell and Blake Lothian? Crowell's been in, I think, 1 or 2 incidents tonight. Looking for 11th. Got Riley Lambert also a part of this battle, too. So Crowell takes the spot away as they work on lap traffic. Don Jordan, let's go back to third and Keys. Oh, they nearly get together once again. Again on board with Hernandez. Keys trying to send it into turns 1 and 2. This could be Keys' moment here. And that side-by-side racing is helping Jim Ott close on in. Here are the last 5 laps. Look how better he is. And look at this, on the attack for 4th. Absolutely what Hernandez wants to see, Jim Ott. And you got to give credit to the way Hernandez is racing a guy that has 4 fresher tires compared to him. If we do get that, we should talk, speaking of tires, why don't we talk about that? Let's look at some of the drivers' pit times here with 21 to go. Could give us an idea on how long some of the stops were. So, first off with Drew Jua, he has had 5 stops tonight. You see 3 of those pit times. 2 of those stops, he took 4 tires. We know, I believe he's got 1 set of tires left. Cody Gordon, fuel only, 4 stops for him tonight. He's got an extra set left he's saved up. Patrick Hernandez in third, also has an extra set left. Anthony Keys, who is in 4th position, has an extra set remaining. Jim Ott running in 5th position has no sets left. So if we were to get a caution flag and the top 4 pitted, I think Jim Ott would be your race leader. Casey Duncan currently running in 6th position. I want to say he's got an extra set left, if not none. You see Shane Davis in 7th position, who may have 2 sets left. I'm not too sure, though. Brandon Freese currently in 8th position. He's got a set left. Corey Blevins in 9th. He's got maybe a set left, if not none. Corey Crowell in 10th position, who has maybe a set left. Probably not, though. So that's what we are guesstimating at the moment. 17 laps to go. The gap increasing for Drew Jua up to 3 seconds on Cody Gordon. And let's talk about Drew Jua a little bit more while we are at it. In his career, Drew Jua has only made, I think, this is his 4th start, I believe, with us. And he has had some very fast cars. His 6th start with us in the Hoosier Racing League, and has never won. In 3 of those races, he has led at least 100 laps, but couldn't win. Dover nearly lapped the entire field in that race, led 105 laps, finished 16th due to a penalty. Charlotte led 131 laps, finished 9th in that race of 155. At Auto Club, he led 10, finished 2nd. Chicagoland only led 1 this season. Richmond last week led 124 laps and finished in 2nd position. 15 laps away from his first career win in the Hoosier Racing League. Let's go to Jim Ott as he's inside on keys. And we're so glad as well that you've been able to join us for the entire night of action. We've kept our view total for a majority of the racing broadcast in the double digits. Ott tucks it back in 5th. 3 cars all under a blanket, battling for the bottom step of the podium. There you see Ott try underneath. Gets into the quarter panel of keys, but he backed out of it. Good move from Ott. If he kept it in, the gas keys was going around, and that could have brought a late race caution out. "13 laps to go." Let's go over here. Corey Blevins and Shane Davis for 7th. Corey's got a good car right now. A couple moments ago, he got past Brandon Freeze for 8th. Trying to look underneath on Shane Davis. Only issue is you got the lap car of Thomas Mitchell in 19th. But Davis runs wide, opens the door for Blevins. See what he can work here off of 4. They're side by side. You hear Shane Davis, the downshift into 3rd. And Blevins, can he take it yet? Not yet. Not clear. Now he's clear. So Corey Blevins moves to 7th position. Cody Gordon in 2nd. Let's go to 3rd. Carter Hansen just had a close call. I had a pit lane situation, but he's good. You saw Keys try and look at the outside of Fernandez, but that doesn't work. And this could be a fatal 4-way matchup as well, because there's another car starting to join into this. If you ride on board, you see Keys, you see Ott. There's another car in the background. You see him right there. That is Casey Duncan, who has sneakily made his way up into this battle. 10 laps to go for 3rd. You saw Keys go up the track for just a moment. Ott's got to deal with Duncan. 17 to the inside for 5th, who has saved his tires. Only took 2 on the last pit stop. He has cooled them, and it's time to go to work with 9 remaining. Casey's up. But now watch Keys and Hernandez. What could happen here? Now, if they keep racing each other hard, will we see bumpers be used? Will we see doors being rubbed? It could get interesting for who takes the 3rd spot and who gets to talk with me after the race. You know Duncan's going to work with Keys, as they are teammates. Keep that in mind. Out of the 4X Racing camp, but here goes Keys underneath on Hernandez. Big send into turn number 3. Close quarters racing. 7 laps to go. Oh, man. Can Keys get there off of 2? Oh, man, this is awesome stuff. Keys on the slider, he's got it, oh boy! Duncan and Hernandez make contact, 6 are left of the line. Wow, that got oh so close to being disastrous. Ooh, it's not over yet. Duncan and Hernandez touch once more. The 4X teammates 3rd and 4th, but watch Duncan. Inside on the teammate. I would not be surprised if Keys let him go, though. Jim Mott out of this battle for 3rd. He's back in 6th. Casey under his teammate. 5 to go at Loudon. And Duncan edges out Keys for 3rd of the line. Blake Lothian in the pits. He could not go the distance. Again, this is the battle you're watching oh so closely for 3rd. Keys goes up the track. See what Duncan can do back on the throttle. 4 to go. Meanwhile, a 4-second lead for Drew Jua on Cody Gordon. You saw Duncan send it in. I think he's trying to play defense on his teammate. And as for Keys, he's just trying to hold off Hernandez. Maybe some team orders in play with 3 laps to go. But still, don't be surprised if Keys decides to go for it on the last lap. As long as he doesn't take out his teammate. And give Hernandez the 3rd spot. Two laps to go for Drew Jua. What a ride it has been for him today. He has had a great battle with Cody Gordon. Took advantage of Cody Gordon's contact with Blake Lothian. And coming to the line, he is a mile away from his first career win in the Hoosier Racing League. Look at that fun oversteer he's got going on. White flag is out. Casey Duncan still running in 3rd position, up a 10th on Anthony Keys, for those wondering. Half a lap to go. Won't have to deal with lap traffic. Cody Gordon is already forfeiting here. He's conceded. Off of 3 and 4. Drew Jua coming to the checkered flag. First career win in the Hoosier Racing League. Here he is.
Thank you.
Nice win, Drew. Nice win.
All right, guys, let's do a 1-lap cool down here. That way we're not wrecking each other on the track. We are still being broadcast in here. Get them down pit road and parked, please.
Hey, Anthony, come here, baby. Come here, man. What a fucking war for 3rd spot, man. What a fucking war. Nice one, man. Nice one, nice one.
10-4 on that, man. That was a great few laps there. A lot of fun.
I try everything. My car has no more.
And then, as a reminder, top 3 drivers, that's going to be Drew, Cody, and KC. Please stay in the Discord. You will be up for interviews after the race is over here. Everybody who's in here, I want to say thank you very, very much for putting on a hell of a show tonight. I know there were some cautions that didn't need to happen, but overall, that was probably the best race of the season. That last run there, after that last caution, was amazing. Great battles throughout the field. That was the best thing I've ever seen in this league this season. Thank you very much.
Great words of encouragement there from Matt Pelletier as Drew Jua is taking this one in, and nobody blames him for sure. Enjoy it while it lasts. You'll never get a first win in the Hoosier Racing League again. You'll get a whole lot more, but the first win is always sweet. Let's begin with our third place finisher here tonight in Casey Duncan. Casey, wow. What a battle for third you, Keys Hernandez, put on. Were you cooling your tires there in that long run? Was that what you expected?
I enjoy the long runs. I knew I had better tires than my teammate after the first couple of runs that we had. And with watching him battle with Patrick for like 15, 20 laps, all I do is get to him, and I just slowly ran him down. I knew my tires were good, but yeah, once I got to him, it was gonna be fun.
Absolutely was, man. Up 12 positions tonight. I know you'll take that. Who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
The whole team, 4X Racing, Anthony Keys, there, especially at the end. Being a teammate, raced me clean. We both knew each other really well. I want to shout out to our sponsors, Serve Pro, Limeade, and Clean Energy, for coming on board and helping us out with all of our endeavors that we do for our whole team.
All right, we'll let you go, man. Congratulations on a third-place run.
All right, thank you.
Casey Duncan finishing in third position tonight. We got no Cody Gordon yet, but we will go. Oh, nope. Actually, we do have Cody Gordon. Let's bring him on in here. Cody, great run for you tonight, man. One of the best cars here, but unfortunate there with the contact there with Blake. Was that what caused the loss there for you tonight, losing all that momentum?
Yeah, I think so. I just want to apologize to him first and foremost for that. I feel awful about that, but I had a huge run coming off, and when you make contact in the rear with these cars, they just lift right up and go right around. So I hope he knows I apologize for that. But yeah, I lost all that momentum there and got in the wall a couple times on that run and started losing ground and just couldn't make any up. But Drew did an awesome job, and I think he fell back pretty far in the race at some point. Good job for him coming back up.
How much did you have fun with this car tonight?
Oh, it was awesome. I love it. Arcas are great. They're real loose driving, which is what I love. And, they're just always such a great fun car to drive.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I want to give shout-out to Matt Pelletier and Riley Lambert. They do an awesome job with this league. Drew coming back winning that race. And you, broadcaster, you do an awesome job up there. I really appreciate all you do.
We'll let you go, man. Great job tonight. Cody Gordon finishing in second spot. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go to victory lane. We get to talk with a first-time winner in the Hoosier Racing League. Drew Jua, it's about damn time you showed up here after having some fast cars. How's it feel, man?
Oh, yeah, it feels great. It was really tough to pass, and I mean, you kind of had a bonsai into the corner. And when you're trying to get around fast guys like Cody, Anthony, Jim, it's tough to pass, man. I mean, I felt like we had a really good long run car, and it showed there at the end of the race there. But it was really tough to pass people, and once I finally got out in front after the 43 and the 18 got together, I was gone. It was a lot of fun though. We finally got a win here. Dover last season, Chicagoland, we were running up front. Then last race at Richmond just was a little too slow at the end of the race, and it's really nice to finally win.
Absolutely, man. Early in the race, you were falling back to Cody Gordon, but then you made that big pit stop there at the end to go 4 tires. How important was that call in the final laps?
Yeah, I mean, me and Corey, we were like, if we save a set, I think we'll be golden for the end of the race. I mean, we weren't really burning off that much, like scrubbing off that much time. So like, decided to save a set midway through the race. He kind of gapped us all. I mean, but we were all on old tires. But that really came to fruition at the end of the race. We just had fresher tires just by a couple laps, and that's what really got us this win.
Next week, we return to the next gens, and we're going to Pocono. Give us your outlook.
We'll see. I don't think I've raced Pocono with the next gens, so that's definitely going to be interesting to race. But we'll take the win tonight, and we'll move on to next week, and hopefully it can go back to back. But as long as we get some solid finishes, then that's all that really matters.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
I want to shout out to you in the broadcast booth for putting on the stream, and Corey for helping with the strategy calls tonight, and shout out to Matt and Riley for putting on the league, and look forward to Pocono.
All right, go enjoy this win tonight. Go celebrate. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Drew Jua taking the win, and he celebrates in victory lane once again tonight. Your official results, Drew Jewell with the win by 4.7 seconds on Cody Gordon. Casey Duncan third, Anthony Keys fourth, and Patrick Hernandez rounds out the top 5. 15 drivers finish on the lead lap in a wild race tonight, that's for sure. Tough break for Blake Lothian tonight. Had a good car going. Was making some good moves throughout the pack tonight, that's for sure. Jordan Stenzel, 28th place finish. He had like 2 spins and recovered to the front. Could not get it back going after the final spin he had. There you see the rest of the field tonight. Ignore Matt Pelletier. So next week, again, as aforementioned, we are going to Pocono. Start time 8 p.m. with the next gen on twitch.tv/Marty Sakala. On behalf of everyone with the Hoosier Racing League, from Matt Pelletier and Riley Lambert, Marty Sakala signs off. We salute Drew Jua tonight. First career win in the Hoosier Racing League. Thank you all for joining us. So long, everyone.